Well, to quote Randy Hahn, they haven't played a lot of stinkers, but this one had a little bit of an aroma. Mm. We'll break down this Sharks loss at home, shocking, and I guess get you ready for Patrick Marleau night on and a lot more right now. Join me and Dana on Teal Town After Dark. Good evening, everyone. It is Thursday night, February 23rd, 2023, and the San Jose Sharks get swept in the season series by the Nashville Predators. This one 6-2. This one on North American soil. And we welcome you to this edition of Teal Town After Dark. This is your live interactive Sharks postgame. So if you want to be part of the show, join the conversation and chat with us and fellow Sharks fans all over the world in Sharks territory on the YouTube page or the app. And, of course, follow us on the social, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, SoundCloud, Reddit, Discord, TikTok. Find everything at tealtownusa.com. And if you like what we're doing, you can support the pod on Venmo at tealtownusa and in the Super Chat donation on the YouTube chat. With that, we're here late to enjoy that wonderful game, Dana. How are you? How are you, my dear?
I'm up past my bedtime, and not for good reason.
Yeah, the Randy hit it on the head. This one has a nasty smell to it, unfortunately.
Yeah, it didn't go into overtime. Regulation loss, I'll take it. Ducks won tonight. Vancouver won tonight. I'm just putting it out there.
Go Pacific Division. Let's be honest, right? At this point, who knows? I this may not be a bold prediction, but I have a feeling if the Sharks were going to make big moves, I think they would do it after Saturday. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens, but the Sharks coming off a 4-0 win over the Seattle Kraken. Reimer returns into the net. Hurdle back. Congratulations to the Hurdle family on the birth of the little one.
Theo
Hurdle. So
got Toby and Theo. All the T's.
Right. So congratulations to Tomas and Annetta on that one. That's probably the best congratulations we'll get. They didn't look too great early on. Barabanov takes a tripping call. Nino Niederreiter, who seems like he practically just owns the Sharks instead of Hasso Plattner. He gets a pair of goals. The first one coming right after the Barabanov goal to make it 1-0. Matt Duchene had a heck of a night, Dana.
Yeah, did he have any of the goals, or was he just assisting on everything?
He was Joe Thorntoning this place.
All right.
So after one, it was 1-0. Then Granlund would get a pair of goals in the second period. This team just didn't have it tonight. It just seemed like they were off their game, or thought, oh, well, we beat Seattle. Surely we can beat Nashville, who's only fighting for a playoff spot.
Yeah, teams like Nashville are dangerous at this time of year. I think it goes without saying that the Preds are playing for a lot more than the Sharks. I don't know. I don't want to play psychologist, but it's probably a lot weighing on the Sharks. And, also goes without saying Carlson was very frustrated tonight and snake bitten in this one game. And it's just bad vibes all around.
Just the bad negative vibes. I mean, like seriously, just the tough negative vibes going on this one. Um, and you mentioned Carlson. Carlson takes a hooking call. Which was right after Sturm. And I can't remember the gentleman's name on the Predators that he hit Parsonen, which originally they called the 5-minute major. They
Right.
reviewed it, and
Yeah, he didn't do anything.
yeah, I mean it was.
Sturm, I mean. I'll get to my post-its, but it's funny. It was not lost on me that the 5-minute major review worked in our favor now. Yay! The whole league can call us hypocrites now.
Hey, I mean, if the Blues are interested in Timo Meier, you got to hand it to them.
I know, I heard that, and I was like, what is going on? What are the Blues doing? I don't understand.
We'll get to that in a little bit because that one's just quite interesting, especially since you're in that neck of the woods. But yeah, that was an interesting call. They called it a 5. I think mainly just to review it, and then they saw nothing because
Is that a thing? Like, do they do that now? Do they call majors just so they can review them?
I'm wondering, or for that matter, double minors for like high sticking and such.
I see. I feel like that's just. I don't necessarily agree with this argument, but a lot of people have the argument of like, well, if you're gonna have human refs, just let there be human error, because when you obsess over watching every video clip back, like, you can look at everything. So I'm not in that camp per se, but I think that situations like this, if they really like never thought it was a major and just wanted to look back at the tape and kind of, cover their asses or whatever, like that's real interesting.
Yeah, it just is interesting that if you're gonna do it that way, I don't know. I agree with you that the human error needs to kind of come out of it, but at the same time, it's like, how long are you taking to look at that, especially with the review and such. So,
Yeah.
um, so they had that came off. Then Carlson takes a hooking call, which like you mentioned, a frustrating night from him. Granted, probably one of the highlights of the night, Nico Sturm with a nice shorthanded goal to cut within one.
Yeah,
And
that was definitely the high point. One of the only points where I feel like the Sharks were in this at times, and then it just kind of from then on just kind of went downhill. I mean, what's his name? Kaut had the goal. I guess we'll get to that, but
yeah,
even by that point, it didn't really feel like they had a chance.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, continue to be impressed by Sturm. And I know at the start of the year, a lot of us were really puzzled about some of Mike Greer's decisions in his first off season as a GM, and there are still, some questionable decisions. But signing Nico Sturm was a slam dunk for me.
yeah. Sturm seems to be doing everything right of all the moves that Mike Gear made. He seems to be the one that's been hitting on the head. You wonder if somebody gives a call to Mike Greer about him. I mean, I would hate for him to go, but he'd be a good serviceable piece. Granted, he has term on his deal, so that might keep people from calling Mike Greer for him. But we'll see.
Yeah, I mean,
Some
having your
things.
name on the cup gives you clout. You
Oh
can
yeah,
always point to that and say, look, I wasn't not on a Stanley Cup winning roster. So,
and recent too.
um, yeah. I'm just shocked that someone coming off of a cup win would sign with the Sharks at all, but I don't know.
The Sharks need a player like him, so it'd be tough for him to go.
Yeah.
And again, there has been no speculation on Sturm or for that matter, Barabanov. Which you know,
God, no, 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 don't even put that into the universe, please.
no, I love Barbie in there, but you all hear about Meier and Carlson and granted,
Carlson.
I guess Edmonton's assistant general manager was in the building tonight, apparently along with like 12 scouts. So who knows what can be going on? Um, but yeah, Sturm with a nice shot on shorthanded to beat UC Saros and make it 2-1. But then, as you mentioned, kind of just fell apart there. Granlund would get his second of the period to make it 3-1, and then after Gravel takes an interference penalty on Gregor, then another shorthanded goal allowed. Trennan late period, another demoralizing goal to make it 4-1, and it's like you let them score about a minute and a half into the period, 29 seconds left into the second period. It's like, Dana, it is just meh.
Yeah, no, it's a whole lot of meh.
Yeah.
Man, if I just kind of wonder if Carlson had, had scored that goal, um, because he's just like always like when he's frustrated, and I feel like I wonder if it just kind of drags everybody else down because like Timo wasn't playing tonight, so the only Sharks player having a outstanding season, um, who like seemingly scores, 2 goals minimum per game, just couldn't find it tonight at all.
No.
And that's, it's great to have a player as dominant as Carlson, but the flip side is if he's not on it, then nobody is.
Yeah. Just tough for Death because he's been, I think it was like 53% of all the points on the team.
Sounds about right.
Or with Carlson, it's just crazy to have that, especially for a defenseman. But
yeah.
But yeah, as you mentioned, early in the third period, Martin, don't call me sauerkraut, gets this team within 2. You're thinking, oh, maybe.
Yeah, I definitely wrote Kraut, so sorry about that. And then I crossed out the R. I don't know if y'all can see.
Nice. Good handwriting, by the way. Hey, when I made the joke in my head earlier, it's like, yeah, sauerkraut.
I bet he gets that all the time.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, he was sweet in that interview during, I can't remember which first intermission, I think. And hearing him being interviewed just reminded me of Hurdle when he spoke even less English. And Hurdle told him when he was traded, right?
Yeah.
If I were like, I guess Kaut has played it was Colorado, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he came from Colorado in the Nieto trade, but doesn't have a ton of NHL experience. So if I were joining a team, I would love to have on that team someone who is from the same country as me and who I've trained with. And so I don't know how long Kaut's going to be around for, but I'm glad to hear that at least in the short term, Hurdle has maybe taken him under his wing. And clearly it worked well tonight. Again, that was like the other, one highlight of the game was Hurdle feeding him a goal, his first goal as a Shark. So we love the firsts.
Yep, his first as a Shark, his second on the season. Fun must be always, except for this game, that's for sure. But after that, it just fell downhill. Niederreiter gets his second of the game from Duchesne and Novak. Novak gets a power play goal from Duchesne and Yossi. Then, just started getting fugly at the end there, and now we're getting some comments out of the locker room. This is from Corey Massack. Sharks coach David Quinn said it was pretty lifeless performance. Said there was a lot of bad to sift through to find a few players who had good nights. Nico Sturm said the Sharks made it look like the Preds had a good time tonight. Said that is tough for fans to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say so, unfortunately. I mean, that one's a tough, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, let me see if I could do this really quick on here, but I think it was an ugly game last time Nashville was in San Jose, and
the 8-0
was it
shelling? Yep.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I just remember that one fan that was so dejected.
Oh no. You know what? At least they don't have to visit Nashville this year.
Yeah.
That crowd will run you out of town.
Yeah, that was March 5th, 2022, 8-0 in San Jose. I want to say that was, unfortunately, Stalock's one game up here before.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Memories. Sweet, sweet memories. But, yeah, the Sharks lose this one 6-2. At least they scored 2 goals in this one. I don't know. We're trying, folks. We're trying. They skated. Yeah, but that was a tough one to take, Dana. Let's get to your post-it notes. What do you got? What do you got for us this evening?
So I only have 3. Pretty stupid game. And so we were up to 44 last time, so we're up to 47 for those of y'all at home. Okay, so yeah, no, just commented on Mario unwittingly giving Niederreiter that opening goal.
Yeah.
It was just a bad omen. Everything like cascaded from there. Yeah, the first period was so boring. Randy and Hetty were just like dragging the Preds nonstop for like 10 minutes. Was I the only one hearing that? Like they were just talking so much about how like, oh, and well, when the Sharks and the Preds opened the series together, we thought they'd be a good team, but they have been a bad team. Like, look in the mirror. The Preds are at least like technically in the wild card race. You know, it's just funny because of course they're never going to say something like that about the Sharks, because why would they? Like, but it's just funny how much time they dedicated to talking about the Preds, and the Preds took offense to that, evidently, and took it out on the ice. Second goal, I feel like Reimer would probably want that one back. Right through the 5-hole. The irony of the 5-minute major review going in our favor.
Yes.
Good effort by Sturm on his goal. EK65 missing when he came out of the box.
That breakaway.
Yeah, no. And usually, like, you guys can see, like, I write, like, you know, goal in all caps and then, like, who scored it. And then if I have any thoughts, this posted just says another 2 Preds goals at some point. Goal, Kaut. I keep wanting to say Kraut. And then another 2 Nashville goals. Just didn't. I ran out of things to say. Oh yeah, and then Randy mentioned he like threw out something about the Preds trading Saros this summer, which I have not heard that anywhere. So I don't know. Smart insider man Randy Hahn is on to something, guys.
There's been some slight rumblings, but
okay,
nothing...
well, this is the first I've heard of it.
Yeah, but nothing.
I mean, I know they've got a really, really good goalie prospect, but he hasn't seen NHL ice. Right? He hasn't even seen North American ice.
Yeah, I think he's
playing. Or
does
he
in
play
Milwaukee.
for their minor league team?
Yeah, I think he's in their minor league team in Milwaukee.
Oh, okay, never mind.
But
I don't know. I think it would be premature. Like you saw what happened with Carter Hart in Philly. He had that one really good year, and now it's looking like the narrative of sending goalies in too fast, wins in the end. So if I were a GM, I would definitely not rush my goalie prospects because, like, yeah, Saros would definitely get you a good return, but Nashville's not rebuilding.
Right.
So,
and they've been in the playoffs, I think, 8 years in a row.
yeah.
So,
I mean, I don't know that they'll make the playoffs this year. Even if they did, I doubt they'd make noise, but they still have something of a core. They still have Yossi. They still have Johansson. Obviously, he's injured, but he'll be coming back. Janot, my birthday twin. I forgot to talk about that. The Preds games have a special place in my heart because for those of you who don't know, Tanner Janot and I were born on the exact same day in the exact same year. We're twins.
oh.
But yeah, no, we do have the exact same birthday. So it's just funny because I'm such a sunshiny, like, I don't know, not confrontational person. And he's just like rock 'em, sock 'em. Like, it's, I don't know. We're not identical twins, as you can see. We're fraternal twins.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously. Speaking of twins, something you mentioned when we were texting back and forth before.
Oh,
before
yeah. Can you put it on the screen?
I'm going to try and put it on here. I didn't get it in time, but apparently Mikael Granlund and Cody Glass are apparently twins, folks, according to the graphic.
Yeah, someone in the graphics department screwed up.
Whoopsies. Hey,
who's the picture of? Which one of them is it? I don't actually know.
I want to say it's Granlund.
Yeah.
I want to say it's Granlund.
Yeah, I think Cody Glass has darker hair. But yeah, no, when I texted that to Pucka, I was like, the next Sedin's? ?
Yeah, no, that's totally Granlund because Glass does have brunette hair and
oh my God,
actually
no,
smiling, So there you go.
Okay, there you go.
One thing, just kind of going through the box score a little bit. Kevin LeBanc back in the doghouse again, apparently playing .942 tonight with the -1.
Oh my God, just trade him. Just trade him. Anything at this point. I don't think he wants to be a Shark, and like, I don't blame him.
And it's like, okay, we're just, it's like a roller coaster ride with him, Meanwhile, Erik Karlsson practically played half the game at 28-29. Now, granted, the team was down, 4-1 after 2 periods, so obviously the offense was key. But Dana, let's not. I know we want him to get to 100 points, but let's not,
like one injury could.
Exactly. So we'll see on that.
Yeah, no, I really don't want them to overwork him because, like, I don't know. Maybe he's just personally very determined, and that's super, super admirable. But, and like, I literally hate the word injury prone. You will never hear me refer to any player as injury prone because
Right.
I think that's weird and like blamey. But Karlsson has a history of injuries, and not just injuries, but ones that can be nagging and, come back, resurface after some time. So I sincerely hope that he doesn't push himself too much and that the coaching staff doesn't either. Right. I think it would be more him than the coaching staff, but I don't know.
Yeah, most likely. I mean, granted, when you have your eyes on 100 points, I don't want to say it's an automatic Norris, but it's been crazy.
When's the last time a Shark of like any Shark scored over 100 points?
Oh, you're putting me on the spot, but I'm gonna have.
Oh
to
no,
say,
I don't know the answer.
I'm gonna.
But the
have
fact
to
that
say
neither of us knows the answer offhand says something.
Yeah, I'm gonna want to say it was Joe Thornton.
Probably.
And definitely, a number of years ago. I would say at least a decade ago, if not more. So, or I think maybe 2013-14. I think he might have hit 100, but that's totally a guess for sure. Jesse Littlefield, one could argue Gregor scored in 2 straight games with his work tonight. Yeah, him and Ferraro, beat Reimer in this one. Jesse Littlefield, we've been playing him 30 minutes a game all year, referring to Erik Karlsson, and he seems to be slowing down, but the warm bodies behind him are barely even that currently. You're not wrong, Jesse. You are not wrong. I'm sure he feels like, guys, Timo's not here. We're not here to do it by ourselves.
We haven't unpacked that yet.
And while we're at it, let's get to it. Timo Meier, as the scroll still says, Meier and Karlsson have not been traded. He is out with an upper body injury, as they say. Take that.
I think it's a little bit of everything, because I'm sure there's something, but if it was trade related reasons, they would say so. So I think it's just an abundance of caution. But I was hoping that at least in covering this game tonight, I would be able to comment on Timo Meier, because who knows when our last chance to cover him as a Shark will be, but it wasn't tonight. So
yeah,
okay. But I'm on Saturday.
You're on Saturday. We'll be live from the tank on Saturday, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's so exciting.
So, Landy, if you're watching, we might need your help out here. Jesse, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Last 100-point player was Jumbo in 06-07, according to HockeyDB, with 114. So it's been over 15 years. I thought he got close in 2013 13-14. But that's on me. Thank you, Jesse. Appreciate that immensely. So you're in the Midwest.
Yes.
The Blues fans were all over about, oh my God, the guy who that hand pass, and now all of a sudden, oh, that hand pass. What do you think? I mean, get at least multiple first rounders for Timo Meier to go to St. Louis?
I don't know. I don't actually think Timo Meier's going to St. Louis. I don't know what the Blues are doing. I know, it's not terribly uncommon for teams to kind of simultaneously buy and sell, but they sold off probably their 2 most popular players in the span of a week, if even. And now they're no, also we want the belle of the ball at this trade deadline. Make up your mind. Honestly, I think the Blues should just throw in the towel this year. Keep their first round, or I don't know offhand if they still have their first rounder for this year. If they do, hold on to it.
They currently have 3 first-round picks. I mean, they got one with the O'Reilly trade to Toronto.
Right,
they got one with the Tarasenko trade and their own. They currently sit 11 points out of the playoff race. I
guess they just want Timo for the long haul, if rumors are to be believed. And I can't lie, guys. I mean, spoiler alert, I'm moving out of Missouri in July. I don't know where yet. Stay tuned. But it would be interesting to see Timo as a Blues. I'll have to think that one over, because I always just, at this point, I was just kind of assuming if Timo gets traded, it would be to the Devils or Hurricanes, both of which I would are teams I have more favorable opinions about than unfavorable, if that makes sense. I'm not a fan of either, but you know, they're teams I've pulled for at times in the playoffs. So
Right.
I don't know. I don't know. But you know what? If Timo Meier is traded to the Blues, we'll we'll have me come on the show, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll probably be at work, but we'll
we'll be breaking it down if there is a move, we will be here to break it down. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below. Of course, while you're at it, just give us a thumbs up for this one. I mean, you know, because we've been up all day and all night. And of course, hit that notification bell when we do go on the air. Of course, yes, when news breaks, we'll be on immediately when that happens. A little bit of me, I mean, it's like, yes, you get the assets for a deep draft, especially in the first round, but there's also, I mean, it's like, you know, Timo's going to be a guy that you want to have.
I'm still firmly on team keep Timo, please.
Yeah,
Um
I
yeah,
mean,
like my family calls him our cousin. Obviously, we are not related, and our just because our last names are like almost similar. My dad has a Timo jersey, and it's like the first Sharks jersey he bought for like 20 years. Um, or I mean, like in the last 20 years, with a player's name on the back. So, I mean, he's a special place in our heart. So yeah, but we'll see how it goes. I definitely am always looking at my phone, and when I see a notification from the Athletic or something like that, I'm like, I panic, and then it's just like it's some interview with a prospect or
yeah,
whatever. And I'm like, okay, okay,
like we can breathe again for a little bit. All
yeah,
right.
it's
Yes. That's the one thing about the paying gig is that, you know, you're at work and then everything goes down. I'll never forget when the Sharks acquired Erik Karlsson. I'm like, you know, busting my butt at work, and then all of a sudden my my phone is giving me a massage. It seems like it because
I
everything was
found out
blowing
from
up.
my cousin who's a Blues fan. He just texted me, "Oh, you guys got a new defenseman," and I'm like, and then that's when I checked the news.
And kind of ironic, I think the other day it was Chris Tierney who was part of that move was put on waivers by the
Yeah.
Panthers. So,
Yeah, I was kind of wondering if the Sharks would claim him, but
right, I thought maybe.
I
Well,
don't know. It's very sharp. Maybe it was just very Doug Wilson to, bring back Matt Nieto for the 16th tour duty. I don't know.
that's a good
He'll be
point.
back, guys. He always does come back.
The previous brass, even before Doug Wilson, they bring people back. I'll never forget the number of times the Sharks brought back Jeff
Oh, and
Norton
Michael Haley,
and
guys. He'll be
Michael
back any
Haley.
day now.
Right? Seriously. So, Sharks lose this one 6-2. Timo and Carlson still not traded. No one's been moved just yet. Like I said, I can't see them doing anything before
Yeah.
Saturday night. That would just be
You know,
a little
maybe
weird.
maybe that's the reason nothing's happened yet. I wouldn't
Yeah.
imagine other teams being super, super empathetic to like, I doubt it was like, oh, they made a deal 2 weeks ago and they were waiting until after this game. But maybe some kind of conversation was had recently and maybe a team agreed to wait because I mean, I guess Carlson was teammates with Marlowe for like a year and a half, but Timo was on the cup run team with Marlowe, so um I'm glad that assuming Timo doesn't get traded in the next 3 days or 2 days, that he'll be able to be there for that,
Yep.
whatever ends
Yep.
up happening afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he's definitely a man. If he were to come into that and make his debut? Oh, by the way, it's just during the cup run. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, craziness.
Oh, he was a baby back then.
So at the moment, that's where the Sharks are at right now. I had a great time at the presser for Patrick Marleau Day in San Jose City Hall. Patty's in good spirits, looking ready to go. Of course, tomorrow or Friday, is the Legends game at TechCU Arena. Myself and AJ will be there doing a very rare After Dark following that game, which should be fun. I'm looking forward to see some of the classic guys. I hadn't heard Sean Hines' name in years. I'm looking
I've
forward to.
never heard of that name, period.
Oh, I mean,
You said Sean Hines or John Hines?
Sean Hines.
Okay, I was gonna say John Hines. That's the coach of
Oh, that
Nashville.
yeah. No.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I wish I could be there. Is it gonna be broadcast?
You
I
know, that's a great question.
doubt
I
so,
wouldn't be
but
surprised if the Sharks didn't broadcast it. If they do, AJ and I are quickly putting my laptop up top where Nick Nollenberger usually sits for Barracuda games, and we're just going with that to do it from there. I mean, that would be pretty crazy if that's the case. But I would have to think it's got to be broadcast online somewhere. So be on the lookout for that. But of course, we'll be on following the game of that. Plus, we'll be at the game as well. So we're a couple more press conferences. So it's gonna be fun. Hopefully, I could finally ask the question that I've been dying to ask, and unfortunately couldn't get to it today. Is that we know Patty and his family have gone to Disneyland multiple times. We need to know what his favorite ride is, and where does he go first to eat? Is it a churro, or is it the corn dog, or is it the turkey?
Bengal barbecue.
Bengal
Guys, there is a correct answer, and it's Bengal barbecue. And the correct order is, and like I rarely eat beef, but I will eat the beef skewer from Bengal barbecue.
That's actually pretty good. Yeah.
Oh
that
yeah.
one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. We'll save our Disneyland talk for off the air. So right now, even though we're like probably both half asleep, but with that, in case you missed anything or you want to watch this again, check us out on tealtownusa.com or your favorite podcatcher, whether it's Apple, Google, YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, TuneIn, iHeart, Odyssey. Always available at tealtownusa.com. But if you are on the YouTube channel, you know, I'm kind of curious, to be quite honest. After you hit that like, subscribe, and notification buttons, I want to know in the comments section down below, what do you want for Timo? What do you want from Erik Karlsson in a deal? Would love to find out what you'd like for in deals, and we'll play with them and see if they if it's actually a legitimate deal. Don't give me any of these Jesse Puljujärvi and a 5th round pick.
And Connor McDavid.
Hey, if it's Karlsson for Connor McDavid,
1 for 1. Let's go.
Let's go. You know, I mean,
I don't think Karlsson's going to Edmonton. I don't think Karlsson's going anywhere, and it's just kind of funny and amusing watching trade talk surrounding him.
I just don't see it happening. Maybe at the draft, but you know,
no one is taking that contract. It like, why are these insiders just spinning their wheels? I don't need to go on. We have sleep to catch up on.
Yes, but I mean, I think it's just that they are like, ooh, a Canadian team, ooh. If there's no cap, it's, you know, if there's no cap, it'd be like, ooh, and he's going to Toronto for a 2029 first round pick.
Well, in the OHL, you can do that. I'm pretty sure.
Right? Yeah. all the Canadian junior teams. Oh, we're sending like 8 picks over. Like crazy. So, Dana, as always, my dear, always enjoy hanging out with you and chatting Sharks with you. So, your final thoughts and where the people can find you.
My final thoughts are Chicago's on a tear. The Ducks won tonight. Vancouver won tonight. This loss might be a good thing. It wasn't, I don't like the way it happened, but, you know, considering how the pieces might fall in the next few months, I'm not as upset about it as I could be. Um, but I'm super excited to cover the game Saturday. So catch me there.
Alrighty.
Oh, and the people can find me at Dana May,
With the extra
on
Y.
Twitter and Instagram.
And don't forget Margie the Queen
Oh yeah, I can go
on
grab her.
Instagram. If you want, if she's
Okay,
willing to, because she was trying to prevent Dana earlier
it's true.
from doing the show, because she would not get off that darn chair. While she's doing that, I'm at PuckGuy14 on the Twitter, the Instagram. Again, so we got a full plate for you this weekend. Friday will be on after the Legends game, so stay tuned for that. We'll be on, of course, for After Dark following Sharks and Blackhawks. Don't forget Pucknologist Sunday night at 7 p.m. Margie is like, it is almost 1 o'clock in the morning, and she's like, get me to bed right now. So as she wags her little tail. All right, so for Dana, Margie, and myself, I'm Erik Kuhre. Thanks for watching us. Again, we'll see you following the Legends game on Friday, after the Blackhawks game on Saturday, and of course, Pucknologist Sunday night at 7 p.m. And until then, keep it real, keep it teal, keep it real teal. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you later this weekend.